So in these talks, I do two different things now. When I was younger and speaking, I just spoke about non-duality. And I feel like now, over the years, I've become more clear and more able to speak about it. And I distinguish between waking up and this absolute reality, and then the human reality and wise things to do for the human. Not for the human to wake up, because the human doesn't wake up, but to relax the human. And that's always what's happened in non-duality. That's what happened to me, is this relaxation of the personality and the character. And I think that's a very wise thing to do. And then non-duality will happen when it happens, because it's not in your hands. Even doing the other stuff isn't really in your hands, but it appears it is. If I say to you, let's sit in silence for 10 minutes, then it appears as if you can do that. What I find a lot of speakers, and myself included when I first started speaking, is they mix up the relative world, the human world, the personality structure, with the absolute world. And this can be helpful in some ways, because it breaks attachment to the person, but it also can be destructive, because the person misinterprets this, and the person tries to not be a doer, the person tries to be free, the person tries to not take responsibility, or not take guilt or shame or whatever it is, to not be these things. And I think the best way in which to deal with the person is not to deny and want to not be things. I think it's actually to really acknowledge and see the person for what it is. I think what happens in the personal world, not just in non-duality, but in society, is there's a lot of deception, lying, and ignorance around what it is that you want, what it is that you need, where it is that you want to go. And in that, like, lots of messes are made because there's just lack of clarity. And I think there is a way to become more in tune with the body and let the body speak more than the imagined idea of yourself speak, so your identity speak. So this imagined person that you believe yourself to be, that you think's got to be the best person ever and always got to be a success. So there can be a less of a reaction to that, and more coming back to what your truthful feelings are about subjects. When somebody crosses your boundary, when you want to move towards someone, when you're too afraid to move towards someone, and being able to put voice to that and pay attention to the detail of it. And I think that our bodies are inherently wise, as long as you're honest. A lot of the time people aren't honest. You know, they're sitting there and they're like, have a good day. Oh, what a wonderful person you are. And then internally they're feeling lots of hate and rage, but they can't even recognize that. If you ask them if they're angry, they'll be like, no, I'm not angry at all. And then somebody doesn't speak to them, or somebody doesn't answer the phone quick enough, you know, and they're on the phone to India for their bank or something, they're like, oh, hello friend, have a nice day. How are you today? And then when no one else is like, no, I'm a very happy person. So I think people are sometimes unconscious about what they think or feel. Just to be clear, I'm not implying that you need to be a perfect person in any way when I'm talking about like looking into the personal self. I think that humans are humans, and we've got our shortcomings as a race. Like we still have deep embedded competition in us. And but I think it should be acknowledged rather than denied. You know, in spirituality, we're told competition is bad, and rather than exploring that and admitting it, we just try to push it away and deny it. And then this will create passive aggression. The scorpion tail, when you're not looking, the scorpion tail will come out. There's lots of things. There's lots of beautiful things about humanity, but there is also our predator nature, which is competition, rivalry, wanting the best, wanting pleasure, laziness. And then there's beautiful things about us of empathy, intelligence, courageousness, adventurers, explorers.